Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 3 of Timeliner, my progression locked Ironman series where I'll be exploring the world of Runescape one game update at a time, only with the gear and skills available up until this point. We start the episode right where we left off, in the Alcarid Palace, and will continue with the second part of a princely rescue quest rework in the form of Diamond in the Rough. There are quite a few updates on the agenda today, so without further ado, here is the quest number, it's a bit messy with the counting, let's just say 10.5. So here it is, quest number 10.5, Diamond in the Rough. We need to further investigate the ransom note about the prince's whereabouts with Osman. He tells us to gather Ozan outside and return for a detailed briefing with him. In a lengthy cutscene he informs us that he knew of our true intentions and agrees with our idea of saving the prince. But he cannot act against the will of the emir. Right, so we have to steal the diamond again and follow the instructions of a ransom note to save the prince. He even reveals to us that the diamond on the display is a fake. Instead, the real diamond is a weight that made one of the little statues from the previous puzzle heavier. With the real Caridib in our possession, we make our way back out of the palace the same way we originally entered. Luckily, we can skip a rooftop parkour back down this time around to a shortcut. Safely landed on the streets, we go off to the desert. As the desert is a naturally hostile place, we better stock up on appropriate clothing and some water. This should be enough, so off we go.
Where are you taking me? I do not wish to go there. I'm scared.
Oh, an ominous message from Shanti warning us not to go. How odd. Sounds like someone else's voice speaks through his mouth. Ozan shares this suspicion, but we still have a prince to rescue, so we have to ignore that warning.
Take in that air, the open desert. Smells like adventure.
Now that we are out of the city, let's take a look at the Caridib. Oh, taking it out seems to have unlocked something. A sundial with a small riddle to guide us to our next step. Don't really know what to do, but randomly clicking around is always a viable strategy. That's hopefully a good sign.
Nicely done. What did you do?
No idea. Ozan clears this up for us. Now the sundial shows us our next direction. It's only a short walk away, but a group of bandits wants to ambush us. Good thing we brought a weapon.
Why won't you take me back home? Turn back now. Take me back to the palace.
The diamond speaks with us, wanting us not to go through with our plan.
Take me back, or you will die.
No time to think, we have to kill some bandits. We quickly dispatch of them and find a piece of a sundial.
I can't believe it. The diamond's trying to get us killed.
Yeah, a stone trying to kill us is a bit unexpected. We shouldn't take that too lightly, but we are also on an important quest, so there's no turning back now.
We should hurry and fix this sundial.
Next riddle is Upmecken, the ape god. One field clockwise looks right. Green is good, and it shows our next path. At the next location, however, there is no sundial.
Sundial itself. I've got a bad feeling about this. Hang on. It's more of a sinking feeling. Quicksand!
This doesn't look that good. Down we go.
You okay?
Luckily we survived, but some kind of bug made off with our diamond. We need it back and a way to get out of here. The tunnels are too dark to enter. Fortunately, I can edit out my many failed attempts of trying to go into them until I finally realized that I had to talk with Ozan, who reveals to us that he's been sitting on the missing piece of a sundial all this time.
Hey! Over here!
Grundis sounds like a crocodile, so this should be the solution. Finally some light. Hopefully it leads us into the right direction.
Shh! Can you hear that? What is that noise?
Good question. And where is the answer? Seems we have to smash a lot of bugs to find the diamond again. I'm doing my part.
There it is! I think you found the diamond! Quick! Grab it!
This took way longer than I would like to admit.
Hello? Is someone
How
there?
convenient. Leela just showed up to get us out of here. Ah, fresh air and sunlight again. We quickly bring Leela up to speed of what has happened in Al-Kharid, and while we are out here in the desert. The next sundial is ready, and with only the scarab remaining, this should be an easy one.
Okay, that's the last of them. It's pointing southwest.
The final beam directs us towards an old temple of Amaskut, another one of their gods. In the distance we can already see a group of people, so this should be it. We best leave the talking to Leela and Ozan.
Well, well, well. This feels familiar.
Yes, we have the diamond. Hand over the prince.
The diamond first! What makes you think you have a choice? Give it to me.
There seems to be no way out without handing the diamond over, so our hands are forced.
Please, no. Don't give me to her. I'm scared. She'll kill us all.
I grow tired of asking. If you won't give it to me freely, I'll force you to.
Hey, Kelly. Quit with the crazy. Just give us the prince.
Crazy! You dare call me crazy! I'm not crazy! I am a goddess! I am a mascot!
A mascot?
Oh, it appears we gave a diamond to a goddess or musket. Don't really know what that means yet, but I'm sure Leela and Ozan will tell us how bad we messed up right after dispatching of a henchman. We actually have some kind of mechanic in the form of a whirlwind attack and a sunburst which we need to dodge. But it's still an easy fight, and we quickly take both of them down.
That's those two thugs taken care of.
Now then, we can finally rescue the prince.
Thank you, my friends. I am glad you have come to my rescue.
Who, while thankful, tells us it wasn't good that we brought the Kharid Ib with us. Didn't really have a choice there. With Kharid Ib lost, Ozan has a new goal of returning the Kharid Ib to Al-Kharid, so he won't be following us back. I'm sure we'll be seeing him again in the future, but since we took on this quest way before its time, I'm sure we have to wait for quite a while. Now, back to the palace. Osman congratulates us for returning the prince safely, but putting the blame of losing the diamond on Ozan makes Leela burst in anger, and she also leaves Al-Kharid. Tragic, tragic. Oh look! Quest completed. Rewards. A quest point and some XP and skills which were technically not available yet in 2001. Unfortunately not as a lamp, so I had to take it. But 250 is a negligible amount, I think. So this was it. These two quests replaced the original quest number 10, Princely Rescue. It used to be a rather short quest, where the prince was held here in Draenor prison, and we'd have to organize the disguise with Leela outside. Lady Kelly was also just some random NPC with no further relevance. In current old school RuneScape, the gods were given some more lore with the newest raid, Tombs of Amaskut, where you had to fight against their guardians. I'm excited to see how much the lore differs in that regard. Now let's jump back into time and pretend all of this was what really happened back on February 28, 2001. From here on, we are looking at a bit of a dry month, as no new content was released during March. The next content update came on April 6, 2001. But it was quite a lot. The area of Ascania, featuring iconic locations such as Falador and Port Sarim, as well as kicking all of it off with 4 new quests. Only one of them, however, is still available in its original form. Oh dear. Let's see how much we have to deviate this time around. The first quest on our list is quest number 11. What's mine is yours. Originally, this quest was known as Dorics quest, a short quest where we had to bring a dwarven smith some generic ores. Another quest that could be completed instantly upon accepting it. Let's see what we have to do for Doric this time around, but first we need level 5 smithing. We quickly hammer some bronze bars into shape, and there we go, level 5. Now onwards to Doric. Things don't seem to be going well for him.
It's over. It's over. My business, my life, everything. It's all in ruins.
Don't worry, buddy. I'm sure I can solve whatever menial labor you throw at us. For some reasons, he is no longer getting any orders, and we need to get to the bottom of things. First of all, we need to gather some copper and tin ore, and only of the highest quality. So Doric hands us a map of some mining sites nearby to gather the materials, which shouldn't take long. We arrive at the first site, and upon starting to dig, a rock golem appears and attacks us. Bit anticlimactic fight, but we get some high quality ore. Let's grab it and head to the next site. Once there, we see some suspicious looking people standing around menacingly, a dwarf and a man, talking about putting a spell on ores to attack whoever digs here. That explains what happened earlier. Oh well, the golem was quite weak, so I don't see the harm in letting it spawn again. We should, however, report that back to Doric later. We just repeat that 2 more times and head back to Doric, telling him what we saw. He's quite stumped why anyone would target his business specifically. So we just continue as planned for now, smelting the ore into bars and forging it into a bronze sword and dagger. Easy enough, just like normal smithing.
Head to the artisan workshop in Falador and talk to Axel.
Alright, Doric, will do.
I would be more than happy to help Doric out.
Axel helps us without asking for anything in return. Wow, that's a new one. Now all we have to do is present the finished weapons. Oddly enough, we are being told that Doric has already sent a worker to show off some of his weapons. How very odd. That must be whoever is behind all of this. Upon confronting the dwarf, he immediately admits that he is the one stealing Doric's orders and is instead delivering his own weapons. And that dwarf just so happens to be Boric, Doric's son. That's very creative. That sounds like a family drama unfolding, so we take him back to Doric so they can speak their minds. By nudging the conversation in the right direction, Boric reveals that he feels like a disappointment to his father, who hasn't realized that his well-meant actions hurt his son.
Oh, Pa, I've been a fool. Please, forgive me.
No more than I.
This worked out surprisingly well.
We're going to relaunch the business as Doric and Son. In fact, we'd like you to come on board as a business partner.
Ah, business partner. Sounds much nicer than unpaid laborer. Oh well, let's roll with it. Digging and smithing some armor? That sounds easy. We get some bars, make the armor, head downstairs, clear some rocks, and report back that we are all ready to set up a shop. And quest completed. 1 quest point, as well as mining and smithing XP, enough to push us to level 13 and 8 respectively. We can also accept some smithing tasks here in the future, but that's also quite a few years away. Now then, originally quest number 12 would have been Black Knight's Fortress. This quest, however, has been reworked in 2013 and is now the Death of Chivalry. This quest, however, is the first quest of a totally new story timeline, so I really wanted to skip that one until we absolutely have to do it in 2014. So instead, we head right over to quest number 13, which is Potion, which unfortunately has been turned into a mini-quest, meaning that it no longer grants any quest points. Oh well, we need some ingredients to get started. First of all, some burnt meat, and while heading over to the quest sergeant Remington, we stop by the magic shop in Port Sarim to buy an Eye of Newt, after murdering some mugger, as well as grabbing an onion from a field to the north. Now we're good to go to head to Hetty, the local witch, to learn something about magic. She just wants the items we already collected, as well as a rat's tail. The hut next to her is infested with rats, so we just kill one of them and hand her the tail. Now, with all the ingredients mixed together, we throw them into a pot and drink the delicious mixture to get a better understanding of magic. Yummy! Mini quests completed. And that is level 10 magic. A really quick one. Now, back to some more grounded things. Quest number 14, Knight's Sword. We need tin mining, 2 iron bars, a raspberry pie, as well as some food. Okay, the mining requirement is done already, but that still leaves us with gathering some iron ore. And for the raspberry pie, we need a pie shell, some dough, red berries and meat. Running back to Porzorim, we buy some raw meat at the food store, then head to the mining site in the Vilambridge swamp to gather some iron ore, grind some flour at the Vilambridge mill, pick some red berries south of Varrock, buy some jugs at the general store and fill them with water in the fountain to mix them with flour for some pastry dough. Now with all of that we can assemble the red berry pie. Turns out it needed cooked meat all along, not raw, so the first step was a bit unnecessary. But it's no problem. So here we go, 2 cooked red berry pies. I made a second one in case we accidentally burned one, but it seems we were lucky this time around. Now we just smelt the iron ores into bars and realize that this needs a smithing level of 10. We are out of bronze bars, so mining is required again. To speed that up though, we first head to the dwarven mine and buy a better pickaxe. Mine some copper and tin, melt it into bars, smith the bronze bars into armor for a level up. There we go, level 10. We can finally smelt some iron bars and can really start the quest. With all of that out of the way, we can head to Falador and speak with Squire Ezreal, who has lost Survivant's sword. Finding it seems no viable option, so we need to commission a dwarven smith to forge a new one. The Imkando tribe is known to have the best smiths, but we should ask Reldo, the palace librarian in Varrock first, for more information. Since Reldo is keeping tabs on the local criminal gangs, I'm sure he'll have some information about dwarven smiths too. And indeed he does. Tells us we can maybe find them at the southern tip of Ascania, and that they are crazy for red berry pie, so we should take one with us. And indeed we find a dwarf there who devours the pie we brought. Now on to business. Virgo is willing to help, but needs a picture of a sword to be able to replicate it. Great. Back to Falador it is. Maybe the squire can help us out with that one. Ezreal tells us that Survivant has indeed a picture of his sword in his room, so that once again forces us to commit crimes totally against our will. Now, with a picture of a sword, we head back to Virgo. Virgo tells us he needs 2 iron bars as well as some blurite ore, which coincidentally is available in a cave right next to him, but is guarded by some frost giants. Fearlessly we delve into the cave and mine some ore while under the attack of ice warriors. Now back to Virgo and we get a new sword. Pretty. Hopefully Survivant won't notice that it's a replica. We hand it off to the squire and that is quest completed. 1 quest point and a lot of smithing XP. So much so that it pushes us up right to level 30. Wonderful. This was everything from the update of April 6, 2001. Probably the most changed day we'll ever encounter. Only 1 quest remained as is. Still a very content-rich day. And with that, our journey for today comes to an end. So far the account hasn't progressed all that much, but the first few quests are all rather small and will soon pick up steam. I hope to see you next episode, where we will be tackling all the remaining content from 2001, which will also mark the end of a free-to-play experience. Until then, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.